So merchandising is what? Let's learn the definition first. It is the practice and process of displaying products in such a way that they appeal to the customer and we try to sell them or actually end up by selling them. So merchandising is a modern activity which has been started from in the uh, about 2 centuries ago, and today you find merchandising. It's a practice that means it is existing already. And what do we mean by process? Process means it's not a one-time effect. It is a long-time effect. We go on changing the way we display our products. We go on bringing variety into our products in such a way that the display is so appealing to the customer or the viewer or the passerby or one who clicks on the channel so that he's tempted to buy it. Now, to make the lecture more effective, I have come up with slides. So now I'll just go and start sharing those slides and explain to you with the help of those slides. Okay, we go on now here. These are the slides now I have made in such a way. They are very simple, but they will help us understand what exactly is merchandising. I'm repeating again, I'm Dr. Mangala Herkal, and I'll be teaching this paper, Merchandising, Display and Advertising. Okay, so now I go on to the first slide and I'm going to explain to you step by step in great detail. What is merchandising? Let us understand the idea, the concept, and the definition. It is a practice and process of displaying products in such a way that we want to sell them or we try our best to sell them. See, we all go to shops, we all go to malls, but the way it is displayed, the way it is kept in front of us, tempts us or does not tempt us. Now, merchandising is an art and a science of putting it in such a way that it tempts the customer, it attracts the customer, and he is, mentally willing to buy it. Who uses merchandising as a process or as a practice? Practice means it really exists. It is retailers. Now, what is the purpose? The purpose is to reach the customers and reach the sales goal. Now we must understand to reach the customers means what? Means when the customer approaches a shop and he sees the goods, he should be tempted to buy it. So to attract the customer with the help of the product or with the help of the excellent display in terms of decoration, in terms of eye level contact, in terms of the light effect, in terms of price which is displayed, all this could be various ways in which a customer could get tempted. Now, today, if you look at merchandising, how do the retailers go about it? Or how do malls go about it? Or how do big business houses go about it? Today, digital way is the main way by which they do it. Of course, in-store showing with the help of ads, or billboards, or with lights or signs. This is very much in vogue. Now, why do they do this? Because they want to reach the customer and they reach their sales goal, because this is the way when they give them discounts, when they give them price tags, when it is displayed in a proper manner, when the color is so appealing, it creates value for the customer. So the main aim is to create value, to create a sense of want, to create a sense of temptation so that it goes ahead. Let me share this with the help of an example. Any good which you put up for sale, for example, you go to a grocery shop. Okay. Now, what happens when you go to a grocery shop or a supermarket? The difference is that in a grocery shop, it is displayed, it is kept there, but it is more stacked than displayed. Not for lack of space, but more for lack of art. When you go to a supermarket, when you go to a mall, it is presented in a appealing manner, and so you feel like buying it. Today, let me share this with another example. You go to a retail store to buy clothes because, as I said, merchandising works most effectively with the help with retailers. So if you go to buy clothes in a retail store and the clothes are not just folded and kept in front of you, but they are opened and displayed in full form, then I think they would be more appealing. Because when you see any dress in a full form from top to bottom and it is there at the eye level, it definitely tempts people. Another example I want to share with you. If you go to Reliance Digital, they display electronic goods at eye level. They display everything at hand level so you can touch them, so you can feel them, so you can experience them. You can put them, you can switch them on, see how it functions. Open fridges and see the televisions which are displayed, and this is the way they tempt you. Now, all this is, let us understand that display merchandising is not just for finished goods. It also could be for some raw material. For example, a carpenter or a business house which is selling furniture will go to a timber market and see how beautifully the different types of wood is displayed. This tempts them to pick the best of the wood or best of the colors or as per their choice and make a decision so that they can use it in their in their business. So merchandising is selling the item in such a way that it creates value to the customer. Our next point is, let us see what is the difference between merchandise and merchandising. Merchandise is to promote a product as or to sell an item. To promote it means to encourage it so that in different ways it we bring it to the customer. And merchandising is the actual process, the method, and the way in which we do it. So I think merchandise and merchandising are very different. Let us not mix up. How do we do merchandising? Merchandising is done with the help of first product design. What do we mean by product design? See, today products are not just made in the old fashion. The shape, the art, the curvature is made so appealing. Let me share this with an example. The first of fridges which came into the market were more like a cupboard with a small ice box. Today, the cover, the lid, the door, the shelves are so different. Right, the doors are curved, there is a design, the colors are appealing. So we find that the product design has become an art in itself. In this is one of the ways of appealing the customer. Let me share with you one more example. For example, now, if we talk in terms of a simple cooker, which exists in every house, the cookers in the past were just square vessels or round vessels, squarish or round vessels. Today, they have curvature, the lid is different, the whistle is different, the way the handles are designed is very different. So the appealing is very much there. Right. So the product design has a visual appeal. The product sales will increase because today a visual appeal is very prominent and the customer allots a lot of value to this. Next is selection of the right product. Now today we must not forget that no matter which product we think of, we get a vast variety. Think of a mobile. You'll find at least 20, 30 types of mobiles if you go to a mobile shop. So then I can select the right product which appeals to me in terms of money, in terms of features, in terms of looks, or in terms of the size of a mobile which I want. Mobile screens and mobiles come in various sizes. I may want a small one, so I can buy a small one. I want a bigger one, I can buy a bigger one. They come also in terms of some people do not want to stress the features of the mobile, they stress the camera which is there. So I can buy the mobile as per my choice. So selection of the right product can be done if there is a vast variety. Simple thing, we go to a mithai shop. There is so much of variety that it allows me to go through all of it, get the visual pleasure, and then decide which product to buy. So selection of the right product is based on so many criteria. Next is the pricing. Now see, price could be a little higher than that of my neighbors. Price could be a little lower. Pricing a product is a great art. Why? For this simple reason, if I increase the price based on quality, then as a retailer, I should be able to justify it to my clients. Next, if my product is nothing extraordinary, but I find other products are also there in the market which are similar to my product, then maybe I could think of lessening the price. So price could be high, price could be low. And when I want to compete in the market, competitive price will definitely appeal to a customer. At this stage, I want to add that Indians are very price conscious. It has been shown that 80% of the clients decide to buy a product if the price appeals to them. It's only a very small category of 5 to 10% of the people who buy luxury goods. They do not pay attention to the price, but majority, 80% of the Indians are very price conscious. So price could be in that way. Price could also be interpreted in another way by giving coupons so that future sales are assured. This is another strategy which retailers follow to ensure that the customer comes back to him. So these coupons act as a guarantee that that 90% guarantee, if not 100%, that the customer will come back. So then this is another way of pricing. You'll find big basket and some of them also have another strategy of of pricing, which is current price or future price or pay in the future. Right, future price, that means today the price is so much, but tomorrow maybe the price would change or price would increase or whatever it is. So this is another possibility which they offer the customers, right? Okay, the next point which I want to stress out here is display. Now, please understand that display is so important because whatever is there at the eye level catches the maximum. It brings in focus, and at eye level display, maximum number of goods have been sold. In Europe, a lot of research has been done in this domain because malls as a selling concept was started in France. So they have done a lot of research, and it has been shown that anything kept at the eye level has 80 to 85% of the possibility that it could be easily appealed to the customer and he would be tempted to buy it. Now, eye level display is one aspect of it. Second is displays should be in such a manner that if it is a product which can be touched, which can be felt, which can be experienced, then I think the customer gets more joy. Sharing this joy of selling and buying is what what is going to change the picture in the market, right? So visual display with the help of displaying the product, or visual display with the help of a product which cannot be shown, but it could be shown with the help of boards, or making the product available. So we have to manage the inventory, we have to manage the supply chain. So then display is linked to all these aspects. The next aspect is packaging. In the past, packaging was done only when we offered something as a gift. Okay. Today, you'll find packaging has become an industry in itself. At this stage, I want to give you an example of Swarovski, which packages its jewelry, its products, whatever you may buy from Swarovski, in such an excellent manner that packaging, when you are opening the package, it gives you joy and still more joy. At the same time, it is creating a lot of curiosity that what it comes next, because it is not just one layer of packing. You have paper wraps, you have ribbons, you have beautiful satin cloth in which it is displayed and kept, and the product is kept right in the center, and beautiful satin cloth is spread around it. So we find packaging has become a great art and a science which appeals to the younger generation, and the younger generation is about say 60 to 70% in our country, and they are the ones who are tempted to buy it. I want to share another example is during Diwali or any big festival, or now we have New Year which is approaching. You'll find packaging and display are given so much prominence that visual appeal is the strongest appeal which is there. Okay, now what is the purpose in doing all this? To optimize sales and to make lots of profits. Unless sales increases, the retailer, the manufacturer, the producer, or the distributor will not make lots of profit. The aim of all this struggle is to see that our sales increase and increase in a very wonderful manner. Right now, we have to see that if we want our sales to increase, then we cannot have just a customer who will be a one-time customer. This is what we should see is that the customer gives us his loyalty. So what companies need to do is motivate the customer in such a way that the companies learn when are they going to sell the product. When are they going to sell the product? Maybe more at festival time, maybe more at weekends, maybe more at in certain months of the year. For example, if it is school stationery, it would be when schools start, or festival time, New Year time, marriage seasons. So all these are, when are they going to make all these extra appeals to the customer? Is when are we going to sell the product? Next, where are we going to display it, and where are we going to sell it? Are we going to encourage the sale of our products in small shops, or are we going to encourage it in big malls? So which is our market? Our market is physical brick and mortar, or even online sales now. Today, e-commerce has taken such a prominent position that where we sell our product brings about lots of difference. Everybody is busy and they want the product to be delivered at home. So where is important. So companies must learn first is when we sell, next where we sell, and third, how to present the product, right? And because are we going to give them enough variety? Are we going to have only one-time sales, or we want the customer to come back? When the customer comes back in a satisfied manner and he brings his friend along, which is added loyalty. If he comes along himself, it is simple loyalty, right? So in this way, we must see that we boost foot traffic. We want people to come physically to our stores, physically to our malls, so that when we display that in a better manner, people can touch, feel, and get the joy of a first-hand experience of buying something. So promoting sales, promoting, boosting foot traffic, and this can be done by increasing brand awareness. So when the price goes up or price goes down, look at Amazon, how they give you one time flash sales. Buy now, half an hour left. And customers buy it very fast because the price is low, right? So promoting it, by promoting brand awareness, will definitely bring about a lot of difference. And brand awareness is brought about in ways by saying how your product is qualitatively better than that of others. Now this most companies do by talking in terms of features, by talking in terms of durability of the product, by talking in terms of benefits for the customer, by talking in terms of the ease of operation of a gadget like a mobile or maybe a TV or any small gadgets which they use, the ease with which it can be used, or men use razors for shaving, how easy it is to use it. So all these factors go a long way in increasing the brand awareness of a particular product. Companies also talk in terms of the history of a brand, that the brand has been giving quality since long years. Look at Rolex watches. Look at Titan watches. All these speak of the history of the product and to create the credibility, to create the assurance that what we are giving you is an excellent quality. Just come and buy it. So the customer feels proud to buy a brand, and with that he creates his trust, his credibility, his loyalty, right? So retailers think of not just presenting a product but also bringing along the loyalty of the customer. So now I would talk in terms of right product, right price, at the right time. We saw when are we going to sell it? At the right time, correct? And the right place. For example, matches are going on, then people like to eat popcorn, film is in the theater, people like to eat popcorn, people like to have Coca-Cola. So right place, right time, right quantity would bring about a great miraculous difference. I go on to the next slide, which is point number 3, merchandising in retail. Now, let us see over here. I'm going to talk in terms of what are the different types of merchandise which you find in retail, right? Types of merchandising in retail. One is the convenience of buying. That means here we speak of items which are bought very easily. Example, we have certain ready to eat products. There are people who do not want to cook, but at the same time, they don't want to go to a restaurant, or they want a little comfort. So what do? They buy products which are ready to eat. These convenience buying products are normally need based products, right? Or you have irons. Instead of buying the traditional iron, you have irons which radiate steam. So you just pass the iron this way, right, from up to down, and the shirt or the dress gets ironed. So these are bought easily, and normally if you find these food products or products related to hygiene which you can easily buy, right? These are convenience buying and bought very easily. Next, you'll find the different types of products which exist in the market, as opposed to convenience where we think a little bit and buy. You have the next category, which is impulse buying. That means these are add-on products. For example, when we are about to pay bills at the counter in the mall, what happens in a mall? We come at the counter and we are about to pay. While paying, while the young lady is making the bill, we look to the left, we look to the right, and we find something which is displayed. So these are just add-on products which you buy at the counter, or they are what I would call them some some of them are what we call lazy items, or like you'll find a magazine or chewing gum or paper or sweets or chocolates or small drinks in smaller quantity, right? You'll have juices and things like that. These are impulse buying. These are not planned, but because they are tempting, they are and displayed in a nice manner, and you feel it's a good time pass, or it would appeal to you. It is irrational, but you just see it and you want to buy it. So these are second category of products which are impulse buying. As opposed, I repeat, the first one, convenience buying, are a little reflected and the need is a little stronger. In impulse buying, the need is not as strong. We next go on to electronics and household products, which add a lot of comfort to our day-to-day life. They bring about a lot of ease in our daily living, or sometimes they are luxury items. We buy a small mixer because it gives you comfort. You don't want to grind any items with your hand. But a luxury product would be a food processor, right? And normally you'll find in general these products which are electronics, you think a little bit before buying. Why? For the simple reason, because the price is a little high. So you'll not think of buying a simple phone, a simple mobile, but you'll think of a smartphones, right? And normally these electronic goods, if you think in terms of gadgets which are used in the house, they are daily use products and they bring about a lot of comfort. Now here we think a little bit before purchasing them for the simple reason that the price is a little high. Maybe again, I'd like to share which are the examples of these type of products is household gadgets, and maybe some small pieces of furniture also would fall in this same category. I next go on to the next one, which are specialized goods. Why are they specialized goods? Because they are items of great luxury, the cost is very high, and they are not bought too often. Those specialized goods, when I say goods, I mean service industry also. And as an example, I would like to share here, it would be you're buying a flat, you're buying a house, you're buying a car, or you in the service under the service industry, maybe hospitality, or you're going on a holiday, right? Or vacations which you go for. These will fall in this category where the frequency of buying these is not so often. So these would be the goods which are in retail, and that is why you find a lot of advertisement is done for these daily use products or daily gadgets or even specialized goods like cars or holidays or vacation. Look at Thomas Cook. Every second day you'll find the ad in the newspaper. They're talking of a holiday, 7 days, 8 days, 10 days to the east, to the west, or you can go on a cruise. They give they with pictures, with full page advertisement. They try to make a strong appeal to the customer. Now, how do most of these retailers or most of these people try to do merchandising, because merchandising is the act of selling. We are making every attempt to sell our good. It is a process. It's not a one time activity. It is not something which is just a click, so to say, right? How you do it matters a lot because it brings about a change in the mind of the customer. So merchandising is very important because now we are living in a society where there is lots of competition, and we want to show how our product is better than the that of the other. So we need to have some merchandising techniques by which I can bring the product into prominence, and sometimes a certain product brings along a certain service with it also. So the first on the list out here is window displays. Now, you'll find window displays is both a science and an art. Lots of youngsters, lots of people, even the senior citizens, they when they walk on the road, they unknowingly or unknowingly, intentionally or unintentionally, they look at the windows, right? Now when they look into the shop, these shop windows, if it is beautifully displayed, the appeal, the first level appeal is done. So the second level appeal is they are tempted to enter the shop. So display is a great art. And that is why you find certain shops which want to really attract customers change their window display quite often. And as an example, I'd like to share here window displays of those products which appeal very well is say the youngsters who wear jeans and tops or saris. And third product, you'll find every 2 months you'll find every raiment shop, the window display is changed, and very often it is changed as per the season. If it is summer, then they have a certain set of clothes. If it is rainy season, they have another set of clothes. If it is festival time, then the window is beautifully displayed with stars, with the shining balls, with satin flowing across the windows. So window display is, as I said, both an art and a science. Next, I want to talk in terms of in-store display. Right now, the first stage is when a customer or a passerby gets the first level of appeal. He has passed the shop, he has passed the window, and if some item has appealed to him, or at least a certain sense of curiosity has been arisen. So now he is tempted to walk in, and he doesn't want to just walk by the shop. So he walks into the shop, and if there is a beautiful display, or there is more variety of the same item which is there, and if it is kept at eye level, rest assured the customer is yours. Now, in-store displays is a long top is a wide topic, but I will just sum it up out here. Is sometimes it is on counters, sometimes certain items are kept on the floor depending on the item. Sometimes there is overhead hanging down from the roof. Sometimes you'll have shelves. There are other times you'll have tables around which the customers can move around. So in-store display is an art in itself, where the customer is made to feel at home. He has enough space to move around. At the same time, that curiosity, that temptation, that anxiety of buying is relieved. And he feels very comfortable to go from one item to another. He walks into the shop with one item in mind, but when he sees the beautiful display, he's tempted to move on to others. Next is interactive displays. Interactive displays you'll find very often, there are coupons, or electronically when you click onto something, they show you the next item, or they show zoom an item and show you. So interactive displays are very common nowadays, which did not exist in the past. Right. Next is signage. Signage, lots of signs are written out here, right? Go here and you'll find something more appealing. And when you go there, you'll find, for example, now, let me say, give you a concrete example. Children's toys, right? They'll show you a small elephant which is walking in some direction. And say that elephant is walking, on the board towards the left. So children would also want to go to the left, and when they go there, they find lots of toys. So here you have signages in various manners, in electronic form, in billboard form, in written form, and at every level, maybe at eye level, maybe hanging from the roof. So various ways by which signages can really direct people and make them comfortable, and also take them to to some product which is on display and which they want to sell. Next is product placement. What do I mean by product placement? I think we have spoken in detail, but I will repeat again. A product placement plays a very important role in the sale of a product. As I said, in Europe, when malls came into existence, they made a lot of research and they said that if a product is placed at eye level, then 80% of the sales is assured. If a product is kept on a table by which the customer or the visitor can touch and see, then product displacement is very much in vogue. Thirdly, I'd like to say that if as soon as the customer enters the shop, if a product is placed right in front of him, he cannot just avoid it. When he sees it, and if the display is very appealing and visual, bringing out the features, bringing out the advantages, then I think the product would always be sold. The product should also be placed in such a manner that the customer can move around the product and see it from all sides. You'll find this in white goods shops or retail shops or in malls where there are fridges. Sometimes the fridges are kept in the center so that the customer can see it from all sides. Or you'll find this is the case with furniture also. So product is placed in such a way that placement of the product shows the place of the product, where the product could be placed in the house or in the office, or or it is placed in the shop in such a way that it appeals. Sometimes a product is placed in a particular corner because in the house, if you keep that particular furniture in that corner, it is more appealing. Similarly, in an office, if we talk in terms of cupboards, if you place the the cupboard in a particular manner at a particular angle, it appeals more. So these examples can be shown, actual display of the products the way it should be. That this product placement is very useful. Next is stocked shelves. I'll go on to the next slide, please. Stocked shelves and displays. Now, there are shelves. Why? From the retailer's point of view, he wants to make use of every space which is available to him. Now, when we talk in terms of shelves, we can have several shelves, one below the other or one at a particular angle to the other. These shelves themselves are an art in themselves, right? So placing a product, the small products lower and the bigger size ones on above, will also not just help the product to be sold, but will also help the customer as to how he can and where he could place these products when he brings them home or when he brings them to his office. So stocking shelves in such a way that the product which you want to sell most in front, and the one and other products behind. So stocking shelves is an art, and displaying it on the shelves brings about the appeal. Next is themes for the product. Now you'll find very often retailers go think in terms of themes. For example, decoration for festivals, jewelry for a bride, or different themes to sell their products or services, uh, decoration for a marriage. So these themes which go along with the product, I think they bring about a lot of difference. And over here, I'd like to mention one product which is used in most of the Indian marriages is I think haldi, which ceremony which they have. Now, in the past, they used to use real haldi, but now the theme has changed. They use Vico turmeric, right? So now the theme, the way it is linked to a marriage festival has changed. The way people would go and celebrate festival has also changed, right? So these theme products which come into the market are very useful. Themes for products, also in terms of services, you'll find where you find these um, water parks, or you'll find holidays. They think in terms of a theme, right? Joy with the help of playing different games in water, or you'll find theme holidays. For example, you'll find holidays which are linked to museums, holidays which are linked to art, holidays which are linked to exploring a certain area. These theme holidays also go a long way, right? Next, you'll have demonstrations. Let me tell you, certain products need a demonstration. For one reason, the public feels comfortable. Some people are such, that means customers are such, that they do not know how to use it. Over here, I'd like to share an example of ovens, which the first of the ovens which came into the market. Our traditional way of cooking was on wood, or on gas, or on stove. Now here, a new method of cooking was to come into existence. And when the product came into the market, the customers and the visitors were more curious, and they were anxious. They were hesitant to buy it because they did not know how to use it. Majority of the people did not know how to use it. It was only a small category, 1% or 2% of the people who knew how to use an oven. So what did these people do? How did they bring the product into the market? They started organizing demonstrations. I remember that full stadiums were hired, theaters were hired, drama theaters were hired to show how the oven could be used, and cooking could be done. So you had Sanjeev Kapoor coming into the picture, demonstrating how fried rice could be prepared. And when he prepared it, he prepared fried rice, he prepared biryani, he prepared, I think, French fries, and gave it to the product, to the public to taste it, to see, yes, it is quick, it is fast, it is clean, and it can be done. So demonstrations go a long way. Next, I want to share with you that oven is not too much of a luxurious product, but you'll find even cars. You have, they contact you and they give you a ride to demonstrate to you. You yourself can experience how it feels to drive the car. And are you comfortable? Do you like it? Do the features appeal to you? Does the run make any bring in any extra value for you? All these things go a long way in demonstrations, right? Next is giveaways. What are giveaways? Sometimes, free products are given just to create a desire, to create this want. Over here, I'd like to share with you two examples. One was in the past, when instant coffee came into the market, a lot of people were hesitant to buy it. For one reason, the price of instant coffee was a little more than that of ordinary traditional coffee, which was made from beans. So they had little tables kept in the market at various places, strategic positions in the market, and instant coffee was prepared, and the people, the visitors, were called in to taste this coffee. So the taste was created. Once the taste was created, a need was created, a desire to have a second helping was created. And when this was done, then they gave away small pouches, just free, enough to make 2 cups of coffee. Once this was done, then the person shared that coffee with his friend or his partner or his family member. And then one more person wanted to taste that coffee. This brought about a chain of customers, and that is how coffee became very famous. I'd like to share one more example out here, is that of Maggie noodles. Maggie noodles, when they came into the market, they did not appeal much to the people. So what did the companies do? They had a wonderful way of doing it. They contacted all the primary schools in a particular city, or at least the famous schools. They went into these schools. They prepared the Maggie in front of the children. So the children saw how it was being prepared. And as a taste, each child was given a small quantity to eat. When he ate it, he liked it because it was a different taste. That sour, sweet taste appealed very easily to the children. And at the end of it, each child was given one packet of Maggie free to take home. So now the child was not eating the Maggie, but the entire family was eating. His brothers, his sisters, his family members developed a taste. That is how multiplying customers with the help of demonstrations, with the help of theme for products and giveaways plays a very important role. So the challenges I'd like to say out here are that, if we have themes which are limited or demonstrations which are limited, or we are not too flexible, if a person wants a little more and we don't offer him, then these could be hesitant areas. But getting a window display right, then getting sales staff to train them so that demonstrations are successful, so that so customers have lots of options to choose from. All these would be very appealing. Now, here, our next point which we want to discuss is popular merchandising techniques for e-commerce. Now, why do we think in terms of e-commerce, especially, and there are special techniques out here? For the simple reason, e-commerce is the most modern technique or method of buying. Secondly, it appeals to a great many people. Third, it's the very easy way of making a purchase. Fourth, we cannot forget that the buyer feels really comfortable. The buyer feels a little royal because he is buying what he wants and it is being delivered at home. So the first thing is prominent placing of the search bar. Now on the screen, if the bar is placed in such a way that it is easily seen, easily easily displayed, then I think it's the first thing which will appeal to the viewer. Next is effective product organization. The product could be organized from simple goods to luxury goods, or luxury goods to simple goods, or they could be categorized as per the products, like everyday products, stationery products, clothes, gadgets, etc., etc. How you organize them and display them are going to be a very important factor which will continue the curiosity of the viewer and make him look for further products. When this curiosity is aroused, he goes from one product to the other, and definitely he will get trapped and buy at least one product, right? Next in line out here is the live chat support. Very often, as a person is viewing the products, he has a certain curiosity. That curiosity brings about a certain question and doubt in his mind. So if he can interact with the person concerned, with the responsible person who would answer his question, whether it could be delivered in advance, whether he could get a bigger size, whether he could get another shade of the product if we are talking in terms of clothes, or whether it can be exchanged. There could be so many doubts which a viewer and a customer may have. So this live chat will definitely help a long way. Next out here in line included in this live chat, which makes a strong appeal is are there any extra features? So these things appeal to a customer. Next is free shipping offers. Somehow the human mind is such that they do not mind buying the product, but they do not want to shell out for the delivery part of it. And sometimes you'll find a product is not very costly. For example, now I have here a mug of water. If this mug is going to cost 150 rupees and the delivery charges are going to be about say 100 rupees, I would definitely think twice because the product is 150 and the delivery charges are 100. So it makes you think if you're not buying too many products at the same time. So secondly, today you'll find there's a lot of competition amongst the e-commerce sites in terms of shipping. Some charge, some don't charge. Like Reliance doesn't charge, but you'll find others charge, and there are still others who charge if the price of the product is less than 500 rupees. If you cross 500 rupees, then they say there is no charge. So there are various kinds of it. But as a general thing in India, a free shipping will definitely bring in more customers. Now, the progress status bar during the checkout. Why do we talk in terms of progress status bar during the checkout? Because a lot of people, when they put their product into the basket or into the cart, when it is time to check out, suddenly pops up a message telling you have to pay for the delivery charges. At this stage, it has been seen in America, a lot of research has been done, and it has been proved that a lot of people who have chosen the product end up by not buying the product. So progress status of the bar during checkout can change the picture. Next is seasonal or holiday collections, right? Seasonal and holiday collections, people want to buy more during holidays. So do we have enough merchandise for it? We talk in terms of inventory, we talk in terms of quick delivery. So all these seasonal collections go a long way. Next is product description with images. Certain products are more appealing to a person, to a customer, if you can see it from different angles, because you're paying very a lot for the car, or if you're buying a flat, then you definitely want to see it from different angles. Or if you're buying a dress also, you want to see how it will look from the front or from the back. So these descriptions with the images would go a long way. Or if it is, say, another product you're buying, say a furniture, then what is the thickness, what is the height, what is the breadth? These descriptions with images, with actual figures would create a realistic picture in the mind of the viewer. Next is recommendations, ratings, and reviews. It has been proved that 95% of the people look at the review, look at the recommendation, look at the reviews and ratings and buy a product and finalize their decision to buy it. Recommendations normally come from friends or someone whom we know, and normally we tend to believe because the person already has had a first-hand experience. So recommendations are also appealing. Reviews, though they are from third person, they are also appealing, that we want our experience to go in line with the experience of someone who has already had this. Next is cross-selling or upselling, right? Cross-selling would be you buy different products to the existing customer. For example, a customer has bought a mobile and you can sell him the cover of a mobile. Or if a customer has bought a laptop, then maybe a little stand to keep that. So this cross-selling or upselling would do that. Or you'll find in a bank also they do that. If you open an account, then along with the account they give you, they start appealing to you with some other financial services. So these are cross-selling and upselling. And then the last one is Libin overlays, like bestsellers or newly added. When these things added, newly added books, newly added furniture, newly added mobiles, right? These are the best sellers. they have a great impact on the mind of the viewer, the listener, the reader, or whoever it be, and they do appeal. So how you make a customer move through your stores, or how you make a customer move through these various sites will bring about a great difference, right? With this, I think we it is 8 o'clock and we end for the day. Thank you for listening with me, listening to me. And tomorrow we continue with the same topic and we move ahead. So please, tomorrow we have our class, which will be, I'll be continuing on the same topic. The topic is not complete. Thank you.